Hey everybody, how are you doing today? It's Friday, yay! Hello, hello. I'll give it a second for people to join in. Thank you if you found me later than normal. I've had a day. We didn't have internet all afternoon, which makes it super fun for my husband and I who both work from home. So Xfinity, I don't know what you're doing in my area, but don't do that. And then my power was cycling on and off for a few minutes, which I don't even know why that happened. Somebody else in my neighborhood posted on our neighborhood Facebook group saying the same thing happened to them. So it wasn't just me. Anyway, blah, blah. Hello, everybody. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Lawanda. Hello, if Brianne, if you're still here, and Sherry, if you're still here. Nice to see you all on this Friday. I'm Libby from Pink and Maine, and it's Foiling Friday, and I had to be a couple hours later than normal today. So I'm calling it Crafty Hour since it's Friday at 5 here in Atlanta area on the East Coast. Hey, Call Me Crafty Al is here. Exciting. Hi, friend. Hello, Pamela. Hello, Elizabeth, Mary. By the way, Crafty Al, that picture we took at the hotel in, where were we? Des Moines. Did that turn out? Because I would love a copy of it. Anyway, hi, everybody. Hello, hello. Hi, Peggy. Hello. Okay, first, an important announcement. Today is the 15th, right? I think. Today is the final day for our design team call at Pink and Maine. So if you wanted to apply to the design team and you have not done that yet, I need you to do that right now. Here, let me find I don't know if Brianne's here, but I don't know if she'd have this link anyway, but I'm going to find my link and put it in the comments here. But I encourage you all, if you have any interest at all, to just give it a try. That link is a form that I just posted. That's to the design team call. Hi, Lee. Hello, hello. I don't know if I missed anybody in my hellos, but Crafty Al, I appreciate that. We took a picture at anyway, we were at an event together and saw each other in the hotel first thing in the morning at breakfast and did one last picture. Anyway. All right. So today I'm going to try something that Michelle, our owner at Pink and Maine, who's so awesome and talented and creative, she did this technique. She tried it and she's been meaning to make a video of it. But she told me about it and I played around with it a little, but not a lot. And I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to do it as well as what she said. And I'm sure she'll do it great. But then we'll give it a try and we'll see. So I'm going to do a technique where you put adhesive on your paper, put it through an embossing folder, and then you foil on the raised part and you glitter on the depth that hopefully doesn't get the foil, if that makes sense. So yeah, we'll give it a try. We'll see how it goes. It's something that I think you could do without your Mink. If you don't have a Mink, but you want to try foiling, I think it's one of those techniques you could do without the Mink, but I think I'm going to try running it through at 0 on the Mink to do the foiling. Whether that will smush down the impressions from the embossing folder, I'm not sure. So anyway, let's just go ahead over to my overhead camera and we'll get going with it and give it a try. All right. So if you're not aware, Pink and Maine does sell or carry adhesive sheets. This is like double stick, high tack, double-sided adhesive that die cuts like a dream. So that is what I'm going to be using today. Peggy made a foil card today with a beautiful foil of the month. Yes, there's a beautiful foil of the month this month. It's a blue colored foil. So pretty. And just a reminder, since she reminded me of that, next Friday, the 22nd, is our release day at Pink and Maine. And that foil will be available on its own outside of the foil of the month. But you can, I think all of our kits, our subscription products, I should say, are all still available. And so if you're wanting to sign up for any of them, they're fun. There's the foil of the month, there's the stamp of the month, stamp and die of the month, or the Crafty Courtyard. So lots of fun options. All right, I'm going to do 6 panels just to see. And then I'm not sure that we'll foil and glitter all of them, but I'll have them ready to go. And so I'm just cutting this in half. Brianne, thank you for linking. I understand that you're busy, so don't worry about it if you need to pay attention to the other live. No problem at all. No problem at all. Let me get this out of the way. Let's see here. I'm going to put it down here. Okay, so this is the double stick adhesive sheets. And I'm going to start by just putting it on a bunch of white card panels. Michelle says for this technique, you want to use not like the thickest cardstock in your stash. I'm using a thinner cardstock. I didn't even think about using a colored cardstock. That could maybe make this better if you're using a colored cardstock that matches the glitter or the foil that you're using. It might hide any imperfections a little better. Didn't even think of that until I was just now saying it. But we're using white and we're just going to see what happens. But you want more, not the thickest cardstock in your stash, more like the thinner cardstock is what Michelle said. Now, I always struggle with this part is getting the little the little corners of these things. But and I know that the edges of my panel are not going to be great because I get my fingers in this. I don't know how people do it without getting their fingers in it, but it's all good. This was much easier when I wasn't live. Good grief. I can't get it. There it is. There it is. And my nails are nasty. I took the old polish off. Okay, that's my sticky side as I just took off all that. Yeah, I'm really great at this. All right, I don't want to have any, I don't want to have any dust in between. See, I just took off a whole big bunch of it. I don't know. You want to have this bigger than your final panel is what I'm trying to say, because you lose a little bit as you're trying to put it down on the edges, especially. So probably when I get this all done, I would be trimming the edges where I kind of accidentally took it off with my fingers. You know what I'm saying? I need some press-on nails, Lee. I do. All right, I want to try to remember which is the sticky side of these. It's kind of hard to tell, so I'm going to keep them in a pile face up because that's the side I want to do my embossing on. Craft pick. Okay. How, like, to just get it there in the corner? I can see after you have it on your panel, but to me, I don't know how to do it when I'm first starting. I don't know. Maybe I could figure that out. I could see when you have it on your panel and you're trying to pull it off, it would maybe help. La, la, la. Maybe I should have done this ahead of time so you guys wouldn't have to see me struggle with it. But this is real life crafting, right? This is what happens in my craft room is I struggle with these corners. But I get there eventually. All right, again, which side is sticky? That side is sticky. Yeah, after on panel, I think that would probably really help to try to get it off with a little craft pick. I'm trying to get these straight-ish, but they're probably not going to be. Okay. I didn't really burnish that. I don't know how much I need to. So what's everybody up to today? If you had a good day, have you had a good week? Looking forward to anything this weekend? I have been cleaning my craft room like a maniac. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram and watch my stories, but I revealed how horrible my floor was. I had piles and piles of stuff. And I stayed up until the wee hours last night cleaning because sometimes you get on a roll, and I just kept going. Let's see. Can you take off the white side so the pink and I wish I could, but it's just kind of, I don't know. Is it because of the way I'm curling it? I wanted to leave the pink and main side, but it just that's not how it's separating for me. I don't know. What am I doing wrong, guys? What am I doing wrong? But yeah, that would make sense if I left like what Elizabeth is saying. Can you take off the white side so the pink and main side is left so that you know which is adhesive side later? Yes, that totally makes sense. And I wish I was doing it like that, but I don't know. It's separating how it wants. But anyway, I got my pink and main products all, some of them labeled. I have these magnetic boards. They're pretty heavy duty that I've had for years and years, and I didn't have anything on them. And so my die sets that I go to a lot, I feel like the edges of that are all coming off. So that's going to have a really bad edge on it. But anyway, like my stitched rectangles and stuff like that, I got onto those boards. Oh gosh, you guys, this one's bad. Bad news. Okay, I'm not even going to use that one because look at, yeah. All that work. I took some embossing folders out of packaging and put labels on them. I put my stencils into the little binder. I don't know if you even know this, but our stencils come with little holes in the side and then a binder. I mean, they don't come with a binder. You can buy the binder that they can all go in, which I love. I didn't label them, which I'm debating whether I want to go back and do some kind of labeling on them, but I may not. I may just get 3 done because this is kind of ridiculous. This is so hard. Polly mailed 3 encouragements to friends and have made several cards to donate. That's awesome, Polly. That's really nice. I am not good about mailing out things, but I just bought a whole bunch of pretty envelopes. Like I bought some metallic lavender envelopes that are so pretty. I'm like, I need to send some things out. Yeah, I need to figure out how to destash. I'm not sure what to do with all my stuff that I don't need. All right. Maybe I'll do a couple more. You guys, once I get this done, this is the hardest part of the whole thing, is putting this on here. And then we'll be good to go, right? I don't know. You know what? I'm just going to leave it at this. If we want to make more later, we can. So we have 3 to go. And I have 3 different embossing folders I pulled out. I wanted to have some extras ready to go in case I had some boo-boos, but we're fine. We're fine, right? So these are my 3 panels that I put the double stick adhesive on. And I pulled out some embossing folders. This is Snow Day. See, here's my labels that I put on. Pretty cool, huh? They're kind of big. I need to get some of the tape that's thinner, but whatever. It worked. So I have Snow Day, Roundabout, and Cobblestone. And what I was looking for, this kind of has big spaces, but I don't know, I'm going to try it anyway. But I wanted some folders that had smaller, had a lot of area and then smaller in between, because I think that will work best for this. Because what we're going to do is the raised part of our embossing folder, we're going to put foil on, and that sticky will be all over the panel. So after you if you put the foil on the raised part, then we're going to put glitter into the grooves, the indented part. And hopefully that will work. So I love the cobblestone too. Mary just mentioned that she loves it, likes it. I said she loved it, but she said she likes it. Okay. Pink and Main has a lot of really cool embossing folders. If you haven't ever gone to that category and just perused, there's a lot of fun ones. One of my very favorite ones is Quatrefoil. I don't know if that would work with this or not. I was trying to do it also with one that is so pretty, but it was actually separating all the backing of my sticky. So it was really hard to get it all off. And so I kind of gave up on that one. Let me show you guys. I have to show you some of these other ones. This one I think would be gorgeous if I could make it work. This is Ornate Tile. Look at how pretty that is. Love it. And then this one is Quatrefoil. See that? And I just have to show you. I'm not doing the technique with it, but I want to show you if I can find. This is a panel that I embossed, just orange, but look how pretty that is. That is such a gorgeous embossing folder. And look I love the back too. So this is like one where both sides turn out really cool. So this one would have a little bit of foil and a lot of space in between for the glitter. So maybe it would work. I just don't know. Maybe if we have time at the end, we can try that one too. But let me get my die cutting machine. I'm actually putting it on camera today. Let's see here. Like this. So when I'm doing, so this is the Platinum 6 die cutting machine. I just don't have enough room on this desk. And for this one, it says how to emboss. No, how to build a standard embossing folder sandwich. Platform base, platform top, which is this thing. Embossing folder with your paper, and then a cutting plate. Well, I do that, except I found that I need a little extra shim with it. because every company is, their stuff is just a little bit different. And so I take it and then I just put a few pieces of cardstock shim right on top of my folder. And that's the sandwich that I use with this. But you always have to kind of try things when it comes to embossing folder sandwiches and just see what works with your machine. Right. So there is number one. And when you're putting an embossing folder through your die cutting machine, you always want the seam, am I off camera? The seam of it where it opens to go in first. I think you can end up breaking your embossing folder if you don't do that. So I haven't had that experience or anything, but that's what I have heard. The urban myths of crafting. I don't know. Oh, that one is a tighter one. So even within the same company, some of them are tighter than others. So, okay. And then my third one is this awesome cobblestone folder. Hello, Lydia. Alrighty. Okay, and that is that. So let me put this aside for now. Oopsie, oopsie. No, that was up close and personal with those die cutting machines, but I didn't want you to be lonely. I didn't want to do all that off camera. All right, so here is our cobblestone. Very cool. Here is our, what did I say this one was called? Roundabout. Now this one, I got a little bit of cracking on there, so I'm not even sure how well that will foil, but we'll try it and see. But isn't that a pretty folder though? Just in general. I think that would look really pretty on Christmas cards too, because it, it's a flowery looking kind of thing. What did I say it was called? Roundabout. Kind of gives some poinsettia vibes, if you put it on a red piece of cardstock or something. Maybe we'll do that one with reds. And then this is the snow day, which I love these snowflakes. I think they're so pretty. Got a little cracking on that one too, so we'll see. Maybe I should have spritzed my paper as part of this. I don't know. All right, so let's start with this one. I feel like since that has such little spaces in between, I feel like this one's going to be the most successful, but we'll see. So we'll start with something that might be successful. So what color should we do this? That's the other question. Need to figure out a color for the raised part and a color for the glitter down in. Wow. The Dean horsing around with crafts. I don't know how you do a different font on here. That's pretty impressive. Are Pink and Main's embossing folders all 3D? No, this is actually, none of them that I used are 3D folders, actually. They're just regular 2D embossing folders. Pink and Main has a few 3D. I'm going to just grab out my little bin here. So here's my bin of folders. And there's 3 different kinds of folders at Pink and Main. So these are all the regular embossing folders, 2D. See, there's some really pretty ones in here. You can kind of see that, sort of, kind of. That one's a newish one. Then we have our embossing cut that have the dies built right into the folder. And so those cut out when you run them through. Like here, for example, right here on my desk, I was playing with this. This is the leaves. Here's the leaves, fall leaves embossing cut. And so these I emboss and cut, and then I sprayed them with the Tim Holtz spritz, and then I put gold stickles on the edges. Aren't those pretty? So I love this kind of embossing folder too, but that's not what we're using today. And then, there's several different ones. I want to play with these shells. The shells could look really pretty with this, I think, because that kind of gives me like a tiley vibe to it. There's these snowflakes that are gorgeous. I think I've shown these on a live before, actually. And then at the back of my thing, we have two. So we have two 3D embossing folders, and they are not pink. And you can see the difference. The 3D just have really, really deep grooves on both sides. Let me see if I can kind of show you the difference. Like, I don't know. It just, you can just feel it. It's just different. It's like really, really puffed out, basically. And so those are they only have the two. And I love this one. This is good for winter, knit sweater. And then this one is called rattan. So if I think this is what Michelle's doing. The 3D seem to have no pink on them, where the regular 2D are pink. So, okay. Little walk down embossing folder lane there. Okay, so back to this one. What are we feeling for this? We could do like blues and make it kind of oceany, or we could do something holiday. Pink and orange. Ooh, I like that idea. And that's, oh, Pamela also said teal. Pink and orange Lee. Okay, I'm going to do pink and orange because I like that idea. That'd be something fun and different. So I think I'm going to grab... I'm going to try tinsel for the orange. What do you guys think? Tinsel for the orange. And then we'll do a pink glitter in between. We'll see what it looks like. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So I'm just going to roll that out. Grab my handy dandy scissors here and cut off a piece of foil. So the Pink and Main foil, if you're not familiar, it comes on a roll with 25 feet of foil, which is so much foil. It's going to last so long. And there's over 75 different designs of foil. So many fun foils to play with. All right, so for this first one, I'm going to try running it through. Let's see here. Put that back up. I'm going to try running it through my Mink on 0. So I'm turning it on, and I'm just going to set it to 0. So when that turns green, the 0 setting again is just pressure, no heat, because we're not trying to activate foil, toner or anything like that on this. It's just sticking with the glue, and we don't want the glue to necessarily melt or anything, right? All right. So now there's just a little bit overhanging on this that I can see from my adhesive. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that and attempt to separate this. Again, I'm going to get my fingers on the edge, but I'm going to have to trim this once I get it all done. Started to rip a little. Okay, the edges are going to be a disaster because I'm pulling it off with my finger right now. But that's okay. And then I'm sticking it to my foil. All right. So we have a little bit on the edge here that didn't come off. So let me see if I can get this. There's that. There's that. There's that. Okay. So now, Libby. Disaster. Okay. This is going to be a panel that I'm going to have to cut way down to use on something. Oh my gosh. All right. So that's all going to be screwed up over there. So just keep that in mind when we get done with this. This is a panel we'll have to cut down. It's not going to be perfect, but we are trying a technique. We are learning. It is all good, right? Could I hold it? I probably should have held a corner with tweezers. And then that I didn't get down well. Oh my gosh, you guys. This went so much better when I wasn't live. I'm going to cut that off that I totally messed up. I think this is a technique where you practice it a few times. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? until you get good at it. But I think we're going to have like a big mess up right there. I think we're going to have a weird edge. So this will be interesting. And this was supposed to be the one that I thought would work the best. In all fairness, I said, we shall see if this will work. Now, what I'm worried about is that this is going to go through and it's going to put the pressure, and it's going to be too much pressure, and it's going to put the foil down in the recessed parts that we don't want the foil on. So if that happens, then we'll put the Mink away, and next time we'll just press on it to do it instead of putting it through like this. But we'll see. So I might end up with a completely orange panel. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, what I should have done is like practice this a lot and got good at it before going live with it. You know what I'm saying? But we're figuring it out as we go. So we'll see what happens. All right. So I don't have to wait for it to cool down because we didn't use heat. We only used pressure. Oh. Looks like it may have mostly worked. Other than our boo-boo areas that we knew were happening. Yay, look at that. That worked. That makes me happy. There's a little dots here and there down in the recesses, and this is where my crinkle was, so it's totally screwed up, and that's where I pulled the paper off, but you know. But otherwise it looks awesome, right? So that worked. Yay, okay. I threw that away, but of course you can always save your negatives to use for something else. We have our toner sheets that you can go ahead and use the negative if you wanted to. All right, so now step 2 of this is glitter. So we're going to get out some glitter and putting that down on a paper to try to contain the mess a little. And here's our glitters. And we have this raspberry, which is a pinkish kind of, I think that's the most pink we have. So we're going to use that one to fill in the other parts, to do the orange and pink card for Lee. I may have to send this to you, Lee. Have I tried, well, if I foiled first and then embossed, I would lose, I'd have the whole thing foiled where I'm only trying to do parts. So I don't think that would work in this case, Lorraine. You could certainly foil a panel and then emboss it. You totally could do that, but that would be a totally different technique. So, okay. Our glitters are so pretty. I feel like it's too dark in here today and you're not seeing the full shine, the full gorgeousness of this. I wonder if the glitter will stick to this. I was thinking of using this. This side feels like the glitter would stick to it a little, but I'm going to use this to kind of press down to try to get pressing happening without my fingers totally getting covered in glitter. Not that I mind glitter, but still. Try to burnish it in a little bit. Peggy gets it now. Yay. So you're seeing the method of my madness here. You're seeing what I'm trying to pull off. Whoa, that's a lot going on this. That is a lot going on. But it's really pretty. Now I'm thinking maybe with this, you want something that contrasts a little bit more. I'll hold this up better so you guys can see it. I'm using this really cool brush, this big brush that I use for dusting things off when I glitter or I flock. But I feel like there's not enough light in here for you to see just how shiny. Oh, there's a good angle. But see how our glitter is down in between and our orange is above? I feel like you really want something more contrasting to really see what you have going on here. This all kind of blends together a little bit for me, but you can see what the idea is with this, right? Isn't that cool? Looks like snake skin. Very cool. All right. Looks like you guys are thinking that's kind of a fun technique. So you really can't tell where I did the boo-boo with the line across. That kind of got hidden by the glitter. You know, it may not be the perfect pattern of the original embossing folder, but you can't really see it. You can see where I ripped it, obviously, but yeah, that's really cool. Okay. Ooh, when I set it off to the side, I can see it so much better, actually. That's interesting. That's really cool. Okay. Let's try another one, shall we? All right, stuff, glitter everywhere. I said in another live, I think, I have one of those little vacuums for my desk, but I don't have it like charged up and over here. I haven't used it in a while, but with all this glitter and flock I'm using these days, I think I need it for cleaning off my desk. I do have some Swiffers here. We're going to try this today to clean up the glitter on the old desk. Okay, so now the next one we'll try. Should we try the snowflakes next? I was thinking with this one, if a brayer to get it in the grooves, that could work, a brayer. You might want to put a paper over it and then brayer. That could work maybe. But it really went okay just putting that release paper on top and pressing. I don't think I missed any glitter down in there. We could do red and green maybe on this one. Let's do that one next. Let's try red on red foil and then green down inside. What do you guys think? I think that might be cool. We'll give it a try and see. All right, so here's cherry. This is one of, do we want cherry or do I want one with, let's see. I think I'll use cherry. Sometimes I find that if you use a foil that isn't just a solid foil, it hides the boo-boos a little better, like that tinsel one that I just used with the orange. But I also want it to really contrast with the gold or the green glitter. So I don't know. I'm not sure this one will turn out perfect, but let's give it a try and see what happens. But that is a tip if you're new to foiling. I really think, I don't know, from my limited experience now with foiling, I think the ones that are not a solid color but have the, you know, the texture or the whatever you want to call it in it, they kind of make it easier to get a good impression or a good foil. It hides things better. Oh no, this seems like it might be one where it pulls apart. Darn it. Let's see. This out of the way. See how where it embossed, it kind of almost cut the release paper, which is weird, but just makes it a little trickier to pull it all off. But we shall persevere. See that silly little piece that came separated? I don't know why the other one pulled off mostly okay. But this one wants to separate a lot. This is gonna take some work. Another hint, tip, whatever. If I had used colored cardstock, I would be able to see a lot better where this, oops, there I'm ripping it, where the release paper is versus my cardstock. So another reason to not use white is so that you can see what the heck you're doing. Man, I really wanted to see how this one works. So I hope I can get at least most of this off. See how everything is just ripping. Stop. I wonder if I should just make a new one with red cardstock so that we can get this done and see it. I really want to see it. Let me struggle with this a little more and we'll see. Do you see what I'm talking about, guys? For whatever reason, this where it embossed it, it kind of is ripping the release paper, and so it's hard to get it all off. Probably should use a craft pick like people were recommending. So this is definitely a technique. You have to experiment, see which folders make you crazy and which ones work better. It's even kind of ripping the cardstock itself. This must be the one. Remember when I was die cutting, or not die cutting, running the embossing folders through, I said one of them felt tighter. This must have been the tighter one. I don't remember. Some areas I can't tell if I'm ripping the cardstock or. I'm a little twitchy, Jenna, believe me. Maybe doing this technique, you shouldn't use the shims. Kathy, that's a good point, especially with this folder. You know, I think I'm going to redo this one. I want to see this one, but this is a hot mess right now. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to give up on this one because it's not making me happy. And we are going to get a piece of red cardstock. That's hopefully not too thick. I don't know. Is that A2? Let's see. Yeah. Okay. We're going to try this again. I guess I don't have patience anymore, Jana and Al, because I gave up. But I think if I use, you know, a red cardstock and then put this on and then do everything, I'll be able to see what I'm doing, because part of the problem with that is I couldn't tell what was release paper and what was my cardstock panel, which makes it even harder, right? So this way, hopefully the glitter, the green glitter will cover all the red, but as I'm doing the process, I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to like experiment with a bunch of these folders and see which ones work and which don't, and try to figure out what it is that makes them not cooperate as well. I can tell already though, my life's going to be so much easier with this being red and white, and I'll be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so we're gonna have to bring back the die cutting machine and the folder, which was this one. Maybe I'll use one less shim in this, or maybe, I don't know, should I even do it with no shims? Do we think the shims are a problem? Like cut it in there too much with those shims. I think I have too much stuff on my desk right now for this to fit. Okay, I'm going to try it without shims. We'll see. We'll see if it actually makes enough of a impression. Let me get this out of the way just for a minute here. Don't float away, little piece of foil. Okay. Missed the back of the paper. Oop, that's probably a good idea too, Elizabeth, because I was getting some cracking. Okay. Let's see how this looks. Oops, I hit my camera. I do have some impression there. Not super deep, so I do worry about it being enough of a variation that I won't get foil down in the pits. I'm gonna put one shim and run it back through, see what happens. Okay. Put that down on my floor. Okay, so here we go again, guys. Here we go again. But now I can see what I'm doing. It is already working a little better. So I was probably over shimming for this particular folder. It is still ripping a lot, but I can see what I have to go back and get. So that makes my life so much easier. All right, let's see if this guy helps me. To get that out of there. The other key is try not to get, my fingers too much in the way that I'm taking off the adhesive. So it's all a delicate balance with this. Let's try it from the side again. Come on, come on. Okay. Thanks, Crafty Al, for the vote of confidence. She said, "You got this." Oh, rip it again and just go back for more. Again, I'm trying my best to only grab the very edges of the cardstock because I don't want to stick my fingers in the adhesive and take it off. But it's hard. So, and then if I trim this after I do all that foiling and glittering, I might get glitter all over my paper trimmer. I don't even know. I don't even know. But look at how much easier that was. Okay. So one of the lessons we learned is we don't want to over shim it and like dig down deep with some of these embossing folders. This worked much better. It is a lot easier on yourself if you use a colored cardstock so that you can see the difference between release paper and white cardstock, red cardstock in this case. Doing white on white was super difficult. Now, will this actually foil and do a good job? I don't know. We shall see. I'm going to bring this back up. I'm going to find this. I'm going to give this a little dust again because it was kind of all over my desk. Oops. Okay. I just scratched that with my fingernail. Darn it. I don't know if it's better to set this down onto it or set the foil down onto it. I don't even know. Okay, next time I have to try to do the other way because I keep getting little wrinkles in the foil. Yes, every one of these machines, a laminator, I don't know that they have that because these are specially made for foiling. That was the whole purpose when American Crafts came out with this. But yes, they all have the 0 setting. So you can flatten things with the 0 setting. You can do other things too if you want to just put something through with pressure and no heat. Alicia, I'm glad you appreciate me testing it. What would have been probably better is testing it off camera before I did this. I did a little, but not as much as I should have, I guess. But that's how we all learn together, right? It's all good. All good. Because this is what you'd be doing in your craft room if you were trying this technique, is testing things out and seeing what works. and what doesn't work. It's all part of the fun process of creating, right? Well, this one we got a lot down in the alleys. See that? So it's pretty as it is, but it has sticky all over it. So the green is going to be interesting. I could do red and then it'd be just like one. No, I don't think that would show very well. So that didn't work well. That it was not a big enough difference for the pits or whatever you want to call them to stay clear of the foil. So darn it. It is pretty though, as it is right now. I think it's pretty, but not exactly what we were hoping for. Should I still try green with it? Should I try gold? Let's see. This is the mini Mink also that I'm using, Ellie. Gold. All right, people are saying gold, so we're going to try. Oh, do I have a gold? Surely we have a gold glitter. Pumpkin spice. Pomade. Why am I not seeing just a gold glitter in here? I'm sure we have one. Let me see if I put it somewhere else. Hold on a second, guys. Huh. I have to look. I don't know if we have a gold glitter. Either we do and I don't have it. Hold on one second, guys. Or I put it somewhere. Embossing powder, yes. Sheesh. Sheesh. Embossing powder. I don't think we have just a gold glitter. Well, geesh. I didn't realize that. Okay. Plan B between the blues. This is espresso. Should we just try that one to see what that one looks like? It's not really gold. It's more of a brownish gold. That's so funny. I didn't even realize that. Rose gold. We have espresso. We have rose gold. We have pumpkin spice, which is kind of an orangey gold. What do you guys think? Can you see the differences in these? Under the red jar. I don't know what this one is like a yellow. That's lemonade. That's very yellow. I don't know if you can, it looks gold, but it's very, very yellow. What do you guys think? I'm thinking maybe to try this one, which is the pumpkin spice. It's going to be a different look, but I think it might be pretty. Espresso. Uh-oh. Okay. Espresso on my left, pumpkin spice on my right. Which do you guys want to do? Can you even tell the difference on camera? I don't know. It's a light one versus a dark one, basically. More contrast. So should we do the dark? I think both of them are pretty different than the red. Espresso, pumpkin spice. I know what we'll do. We will do a little ombre. We'll do light on the top and dark on the bottom and decide which one we like better. How's that? How's that for compromise? All right. And we're going to have a lot of red in the way, so it's not even going to be as good as I would want. Okay, this is the espresso. This is the darker one. We'll do on the bottom. Okay. I still have to take all that, brush it off because there's a lot on the foil. Number one, get all this. I'm getting glitter everywhere. Okay, and then let me get another piece of paper. We'll try this one. This is the pumpkin spice. I'm gonna have to ask Michelle why we don't have a gold glitter. Oops, I forgot to burnish it. Well, let's just try a little anyway. Okay. All right, let me clean this up and then I'll brush it off and we'll see what we think of this, how this looks. And then we'll try the snowflakes and then we will go on our merry way. And maybe the next time I use glitter, I'll have my little vacuum out. Get this. I'm going to be sparkling all weekend. All right, so this, I'm going to take my brush, I'm going to do it over the trash, and I'm going to brush it off, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. Some areas that are just not anything. Well, I'm not sure how I feel about this because we had so much red in the center parts. Again, the whole design gets kind of lost. It's still pretty, but not exactly what I was hoping for. And I can't even tell which one gives it better contrast. I really think it did need to be red and green to really be able to see it. But since the design was how it was with that down in there, you know, didn't work as good. What do you guys think? Try to get some, I mean, it's very shiny and sparkly and cool. I'm not mad about it. It's just, you know, I wish it was cleaner, I guess. So, it is glam for sure. It looks distressed. Yes. Margot, I'm glad you found us. Needs a true gold. I agree, Polly. And I don't know why we don't have one. That's interesting. I didn't realize. Okay. I have more glitter on here. Let's do the snowflakes. See if we get anything good with that. And then we'll be done. I think on this one, I was thinking silver and then just white glitter in the bottom parts, but should I do blue and white so that it's really more contrasty since we're finding that's what we need to do? Well, anyway, what do you guys think? Yeah, it's definitely in the background is where I think it will go. I'm going to show you guys. This is one that I did earlier, and it really shows cool. But what I did on this one, so this is that same cobblestone, and I used the teal, the blue foil. I'll look up what the name of that one is. But I thought I was grabbing silver glitter, and guess what I used? Silver glitter flock. So that is flock down in there. So to me, this one really looks like a tile walkway or the side of a pool or something like that. So this one, you can definitely see it. It's very contrasty. And I think this one turned out really well, even though the flock was not what I meant to use. But that also works. Flock is another option for this. So, and that foil is called Waterfall. Waterfall Teal is this foil that I used on there. So kind of pretty. I could use this on the, that could be pretty. Should I do that on the snowflakes? And then we'll do white, you know, just regular white glitter, Prismaglitter down in the bottom part, and we'll give that a try. Hopefully this is raised enough. I mean, it's a lot of big spaces. Now let's think about this. This one probably worked better, and also our orange one, because there was less space. I mean, this has very little space down in there, you know? So I'm not sure. This has a lot of space. I'm not sure it's going to work well. But let's try it anyway. Might as well try, right? You never know unless you try. So, silver foil with blue glitter. Is that what we should do? I have like the other glitters. Oh, you guys. Okay, this is going to make me not happy again. Why? Might have to redo this one too. Come on, you can do it, release paper. You can cooperate for me. Okay. We got off to a rough start. Oh, I'm jinxing it. Never mind. Not going to say anything else. Let's see. Let's try this corner. Nope, I'm just peeling apart the cardstock. That's no good. So what do you guys think? Tell me snowflake color versus bottom color. You guys, why is that peeling apart my cardstock? Jeepers. Again, what we learned from earlier, this would have been easier had I done a contrasting color of cardstock. I will not do this white on white again because it makes it really hard to see your release paper. And I think I'm sure I used the shims on this, which was too much, and so it's separating too much. You have to play with your sandwich when you're doing the embossing. Blue and white. Yeah, I'm thinking blue and white will be pretty as well. I mean, really, it should be blue, white snowflakes and blue bottom part. I don't know. Right here. There's a little bit of the wrong glitter on dots of it on here from my fingers, I think, having pumpkin spice and or espresso on them. Oh well. Okay, I might be just giving up. There's going to be some places on here that are not perfect, and we know that going in, but I just want to see what the rest is going to look like. And this is making me a little crazy. So, okay, so I'm going to do white snowflakes of some sort and then blue glitter down on the other parts. I'm wondering on this one if I should just do it with my fingers rather than pushing it through the machine, because I don't want it to totally put too much pressure. Let's do. What do you guys think? Should we do, I'm going to do silver for the white. I think silver and then blue would be good. I could do the tinsel, or I could do glitzy silver. Should we do glitzy silver on the snowflakes and then blue glitter down in? Peggy, or no, who said Sherry? I just tried this with the light rays, and after taking off the foil, it smashed the rays back down. Oh, sad, sad, sad. Get my trash out of the way. And I am going to not use my Mink this time. I'm just going to use pressure from my fingers to see if that helps. Everyone's saying glitzy. Yay, you guys agreed with me on that one. This foil is so pretty. Look how pretty that is. Okay. There are a lot of specks of stuff on this sticky from my glittery fingers, but what can you do? What can you do? I don't know. And I made another goof. Okay, this one I'm just kind of pressing with my fingers. I'm not sure it'll be enough pressure, but I feel like maybe this will be better than pushing really hard with the embossing, the Mink. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, take a peek. Still got some down in. Darn it. That's that part. So in theory, you should be able to go in if there's some missing on snowflakes, but I think my problem is there's still release paper. Yeah, that didn't work very well at all. Darn it. See, we got too much down inside. So interesting. This is all very interesting. I feel like you need to have like the pressure to make a big variation between the highs and lows on this. But then when you do that, it kind of shreds your release paper and makes it hard to get it off. So I think you want to have the pressure, but you need to use a different contrasting piece of cardstock than the color of your release paper, because that just makes it so hard to see what's what. So with all those things, I think it might be more successful. We'll still put some blue on here and see what it looks like, but we have a lot of foil down in the alleys. You also have to really think about the pattern of the embossing folder. I think this one worked the best out of everything I've tried, which I did off camera. So you guys didn't even see me do the best one, but small spaces. You want small spaces in between your foil to have it work the best, I think. And so it's all interesting. This is all fun. No shims. Yeah, I think the problem with no shims, Lee, is I don't think you're getting enough space between the raised part and the pits. And so the no shims helps me get the backing paper off better. What if you used a brayer to adhere the foil? That might be a good idea, Paula, because then you're kind of rolling over it and it's more smooth than trying to press with my fingers, which I'm still probably pushing down more than I mean to down in those pits. So I don't know if you guys want to stick around. I could try one more with a brayer and just see. But let's put this on, and then it's not going to look great because there's a lot of silver down in there. But I really want this one to work because I think it would be so pretty. If I could make this one work with the snowflakes, I think it would be gorgeous. So, yeah. What if you tried using a 3D folder? Maybe. I don't know. Is there even enough? I don't know. That's a good question. You were using a pressure tool, Sherry, and you still didn't work well for you? Oops. Well, hopefully Michelle will do a video with this and she'll have lots of success and it'll be fun. I think it has the potential of being a really fun technique if we could just figure out the best. Look at all the places that I didn't get my paper off and jeepers. So this still is not great. It's not enough contrast. Plus we have all the silver where we don't want it. So I don't know. I don't know, guys. I really want this to be cool, but I also think that glitz actually was not a good choice, it turns out, because it looks too much like glitter. And so it just kind of blends together. I mean, there, when I get on the side, you can see the difference, but it's hard for your eyes to take this in and really see the difference in it. Darn it. Yeah, so fun, huh? Sherry, I don't know what you said nope to. I can't remember what I asked you exactly, but how could I make this work? Yeah, if you guys try this technique and you have success, please tell me, please show me. If you're on Instagram and you share it, you could tag Pink and Main because I'm the one that sees that. But you could also tag me, which I'm Create with Libby on Instagram. And I would just very much love to see. If you don't share to Instagram, that's okay too. You could also email me. I'm support at pinkandmain.com if you ever wanted to email me something that you do, because I'd love to see, especially if you find a way to make it work. But I don't know. It's fun to try. I'm going to try one more. If you guys want to drop off, I don't blame you. It is late on a Friday evening and you might want to go carry on with your life. But I want to try one more because I really want this to work. So I need to cut another piece. You know, maybe, I mean, is this a losing battle though? Because what we learned on this is that the smaller spaces are better. So will this ever even work? I don't know. Is it even worth trying again? Try glittering this now to get the glitter in the parts that has no foil. Peggy, I'm not sure if you're on live with us. Maybe that's, I don't know. You're confusing me a little. Okay, I'm going to try one more. Trying one more. So where did I put my trimmer? Thanks, Barry. Thanks, Al. Thanks, everyone dropping off. Thanks for being here today. Had fun, even if it wasn't the best. Yeah, and if I ever get one to work and make a final card with it, I'll post it as well. Let's see. Just grabbing a piece of blue, right? I just grabbed a random piece from my stash to try. Somebody's banging upstairs. I wonder what's happening up there. I just don't know. Oh, Brienne says, I learned what happens if you get toner on your carrier sheet. 0 out of 10, do not recommend. I agree. Okay, so the release paper, what this is this is the double-sided adhesive sheets. So I cut it one in half. This is the 8.5 by 5.5. I cut it in half. It's high tack double-sided adhesive. So basically I'm sticking it to my cardstock, and then I am running it through the embossing folder. And then I'm attempting to peel away the other side of the release paper. I'm taking adhesive off on the edges, which makes me a little crazy. And then the raised part of the embossing, the idea is that the raised part of the embossing will get foiled, and then the valleys, the lower parts, will add glitter to, or in this case, I added silver glitter flock, which I didn't even mean to, but it looks like cement to me. It looks kind of cool. All right. So this one I haven't used. Those are just release papers. Oops, I had another one over there. I didn't need to cut one. Oh, well. What's next? Oh, yes, my embossing folder. Should I try the snowflakes again, or am I just fighting a losing battle here? I don't even know. You know, we could try. I feel like this one will drive me mad with the release paper, but I love this one so much. Should we try that one? I want to get one where the contrast is really good and you can just really see it. Would that be too much? This is the quatrefoil one that I love. Well, actually, it's the raised parts that are small. We could do that side. Should we do that side and then do red with just a little bit of green glitter down inside the valleys? I can't decide. I really want the snowflakes to work though. So should I give them another try? That is just so much area. Let's see. I'm going to look through them again, see if there's any others with a small amount of area. Those flowers could possibly work. Yeah, the cobblestone is really the only one like that just has the thin little areas in between. So I'm just going to give the snowflakes one more try. I'm probably a glutton for punishment, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to do all the things. So we talked about maybe we need to do a little misting on the back. So I did that. A whimsical pattern, so if something gets messed up, it's not obvious. That is true, but I just don't think I have the right thing from Pink and Main to make that happen. Another thing I want to think about. Here's what we could do. We could try it opposite, where the snowflakes are set in, and we could do the glitter. We could do white glitter on that and do the rest of it blue. What do we think of that idea? If we tried this, maybe this, whatever I called that, waterfall blue on the whole thing, and then the set in parts would be white glitter for the snowflakes. So to do that, I would have to turn it upside down, I think, right? I'm going to try it. I know I could just try the one that worked. That's a good point. That's a good point, Jana. And somebody said try the quatrefoil. I'm just all over the place, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try the snowflakes upside down and see what happens. And actually, maybe that's how I should think of a lot of my folders that have a lot of area, is doing it the other way, where you're using kind of the back side of it, so it's opposite. That might be something that would work better for this. I'm going to do the brayer. I'll have to go find my brayer real quick. I am going to still do, I think, some shims in here just because, just a couple. I don't want it to be too flat. I want it to have some contrast. So okay. All right, so that's the back side now. This is the side that we're going to try to foil on. Now it did work the first time we did it. I used the Mink and it did work. There's still some big spaces in there. All right, I'm going to go find my brayer real quick. I'm going to use the blue. Yeah, my other blue is like hearts. I don't want hearts. I'm going to use this one. Shout out to Michelle for doing 25-foot rolls of foil. Definitely agree. So I don't feel bad trying these techniques because I know I have a nice big roll of foil that's going to last me a while. All right, you guys, I need to step over here to the other side of my room just to find my brayer real quick. Okay. Oops, I keep kicking my die cutting machine. It's on the floor. All right, so I have a brayer. So we're going to try that. First, I get to battle with my release paper. See what happens with that. You guys, the level of stress of this portion of it, when you have contrasting colors, I mean, it just makes it so much better. So, lesson learned about using white cardstock for this technique. Not a good idea. Okay, I'll go back and grab that, no problem. Got my fingers stuck to the corner, so that's not going to have any sticky over that end. Come on. Libby, use your pick. Why are you struggling like this, silly person? Okay. Ah! Keep your foil away from your panel as you're... Dang it. Remember, we did that before, so that's an edge I'm going to have to cut off if this even gets to be decent at all. I knew right where mine was, Lee. Can you believe it? My brayer, it was in my drawer of jelly print stuff. I knew right where to go. That is unreal that I would know that. Okay. Successfully put this down in one fall swoop. Okay. Now I'm going to lightly brayer because it doesn't take a lot of pressure to make this stick. So this should be nice, even pressure. Okay. By George. That worked better than anything, you guys. That was pretty successful. I see a little release paper I didn't get off. Okay, that's impossible to get off, so I'm not gonna worry about it. That is like some of the best success I've had, right? So a thing to think about with your embossing folders, if you need to turn them upside down so that you have more space for the foil, because the foil having more space is better than the valleys having more space. You know what I'm saying? So it could be pretty as it is, but you know what? It's sticky, so we don't want to just leave it like that. So now I'm going to take white glitter, I think, right? Hopefully it'll be good coverage. I could do silver. I'm going to do white. I feel like that's going to be a really good contrast, right? I hope. I hope. Maybe if I get, well, Michelle was talking about doing a YouTube video. I'll talk to her. If this is the way that it works, I might do like either turn this into a edited video so that it just gets to what actually works, or maybe Michelle's going to make a video. I'm not sure, but so that if you wanted to refer back to this and actually have fun with the technique and not have to sit through all the failures, we might have to make that happen. Oh my gosh, you guys. Ending on a high note. Yay. Where's my brush? Here's my brush. It's not perfect by any means, but it's so pretty. And that white kind of, you can see the blue through. So think about which color you start with, because that white is not like a real solid white, but it's pretty cool. I like it. What do you guys think? Pretty fun technique. I like it. Yay, we made something work for the end. So Brayer, make sure that you have a lot of surface area for your foil rather than your glitter, which is the raised part. So turn your folders upside down if you need to. Use a contrasting color of cardstock so it's not impossible to see while you're trying to pull it apart. And you might have some success. So I might have to keep playing with this now that I figured it out off, end the live, but keep working at it. Let me just clean up real quick here and then I'll chat with you guys for a second. There's one. Right. I feel like this could even be burnished a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to turn this into a card because this is pretty. I'm happy. Look at that. Okay, yay. Yay. So, there we go. So thank you guys for hanging out with me today. That went a lot longer than I planned. My family's probably upstairs wondering if I'm ever going to make dinner. I persevered. Yes. Thank you for being proud of me, Elizabeth. Sherry says, do another. Well, I don't think I can. I think I need to end this live now, but remind Susie of the movie Frozen. Hi, Susie. By the way, I don't know if I've said hi to you yet. Yes, I should put an Elsa on there. It'd be good. So here is our pretty snowflake background. It worked. Yay. And I do think this one worked as well, the cobblestone one. So yeah, play with it, see which ones, see what folders in your stash might work and what you need to have good contrast between your foil color and your glitter color to make it show up really well. But yeah, yay. So thank you guys for being here, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And if you wanted to be on our design team, today's the last day to apply, so make sure you apply. Our release is next week on Friday. It's a lot of snow themed stuff, some cute snowmen stamps coming. So maybe that background I just made, I'm going to have to turn into my release date card with some snowman stamps on it. So anyway, so have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you again soon.